Okay, everybody ready to go?
I'm just waiting for the live.
Computer.
Waiting on, yes.
There
we go.
It's our life.
All right, I'll call our meeting over. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. Welcome everybody to our Wednesday, August 14th regular commission meeting. I'll open the meeting for public comment on any subject that's not on the agenda, is within the commissioner's jurisdiction. If you come to the podium today, please say or state your name and spell your name for our clerk and recorder. Is there any public comment? Ed.
Morning, Commissioners. Ed Schindal, Chief of the Broadwater Rural Fire District. I think you know how to spell my last name. I am here this morning. We had a call yesterday for restrictions for this area, and everybody has decided to rescind the stage 1 restrictions for the forest and the other surrounding counties, and I request that you guys, if we could do that for our county also.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's see, we probably will, I'm going to refer to our DCA. We probably need to put that on next week's agenda. Okay, is that correct? Or can we do that today without it being on our agenda? I know that the resolution says it's in force until we decide to rescind it.
Absolutely. Chairman Fulford, Kaylin Miner, Deputy County Attorney. I believe that would fall under the Ministerial Act, something that you don't need to notice up with that full notice.
Okay.
It's simply rescinding that act as it previously stated in the resolution that you just noted. So I think if you wanted to take immediate action on it, that would be appropriate at this time.
All right, thank you for that. So I guess with that in mind, we can go ahead and take a vote and do that action.
Yes.
Okay. All right, perfect. Is there a motion?
I would move to rescind the, do you have the resolution actually? Does anybody have that? Thank you. I move to rescind the resolution designating high fire hazard areas and implementing stage 1 fire restrictions as of today, August 14th, 2024.
I will second that motion.
Okay. Motion has been made and seconded to rescind the resolution designating high fire hazard areas and implementing stage 1 fire restrictions. Be in effect starting today. Is there any public discussion? Any public discussion? Any public discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion is approved. Thank you, Ed, for that.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Sheriff.
Sheriff Nick Rouser, R-A-U-S-E-R. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know and let the public know, I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, I signed a contract with a company called Avel. There's no money we pay. It's being paid through many rivers, and it's going to be a mental health service for the community. The way it kind of works is when we get it all set up, there will be deputies that will have like an iPad or tablet in their car. If somebody's in a mental crisis and they call us, we show up, we're able to talk to them real quick, call into the Avel people 24/7. They have professionals that can help people. We'll call into them, let them know where we're at and what's going on. They then can do like FaceTime services. We can also do it through phones in case you don't have service up somewhere for that. And the professionals will be able to recommend to us if that person needs to go to like behavioral health unit, or hey, they're going to be okay. And then they will have the resources in Broadwater County set up in their account, so then they can set that person up with resources, because that's one of the struggles is getting somebody who's in a mental crisis and they just need help getting them to the proper resources. So they will be able to help that person get set up with resources, and then they do follow-up stuff, and then we can just step away. We're not stuck there unless they recommend they go to behavioral health unit, that they're going to still be a danger to themselves or somebody else. Another cool feature about it, it also does officer wellness. So if we have a employee struggling or something like that, they can get on there and talk to a professional. So,
Right on.
like I said, no money. I think it was a 2-year trial period. Is that, you remember, Lindsay?
Yeah, it's 2 years covered by the grant. There's a grant that's covering it for 2 years, and there are many rivers, Whole Health is working to get that permanently set in place.
But so it's 2 years for now, and then they kind of see how things go and if they can get the funding to. But it's not going to be paid for by the county or through the sheriff's office at all. So it should be a very good resource and tool for the public and the community, and
I think it'll help your deputies as well.
That'll help us out
Yeah.
spending hopefully less time on scene or taking people to the behavioral health unit that might not need to go, but we're not experts in that, so we just usually err on the side of caution and take them, and then we take them to Helen and they just let them go. So this might kind of eliminate some of that and let a professional talk to them. So I'll let you guys know and the community know.
Very good.
Thank you.
Is that
Thank
on,
you, Sheriff.
Nick, is that on the website information?
Not
If
yet.
not, we can.
We'll put it on there.
Okay.
I don't have.
Okay.
I think tomorrow they're doing something at the park.
Slice of Summer.
Is that where they're doing it?
Yeah, you
Okay.
mean LAC or?
Yeah.
they're
The mental health
do stuff
LAC
with
is going to be
Yeah,
down there.
Excuse me.
They emailed me yesterday about flyers and stuff, but they have the same flyers. So I think they're gonna make some copies and start handing that out to people.
Just
and-
let us know if we
Yep.
can help.
We'll put it on our
website.
website, and then
We get on the county.
get it on the county website, just so it's kind of out there. And, so,
All right, great.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
Is there any other public comment? Any other public comment?
I will just add, if it's okay, Mr. Chair.
Go for it.
A reminder that we have some board openings. Solid Waste has an opening, the museum, and Parks and Rec. And if anybody in the community is interested, they can reach out to any of us, or Daleen helps with that process. But we would like to get Solid Waste, Museum, and Parks and Rec. One more person on each of those boards would be great, because we depend on all of those boards very much.
We do. We're so fortunate to have great community volunteers that get on our boards and help us with some of the decisions we have to make. So, and do a lot of the research that we don't have time
Agreed.
to do. So thank you very much. Okay, if there's no other public comment, we'll move on to our next agenda item, which is a public hearing, the fiscal year 23-24 budget amendments. So at this time, I will close our regular commission meeting, open the public hearing,
This is
and Debbie Kelly.
the Northern Butler County. This service area is Yellow Box.
Good morning, Commissioners. Debbie Kelly, Finance Officer. How are you today?
Good.
Good morning.
Trying to be cheery. So, I got our budget amendment for the fiscal year 23-24 done. I didn't get two done like I like to do because one is so much at the end of the year. But we did better this year by keeping our
We were commenting
spending.
on
Yeah.
that. Oh, yeah. Go for it.
What? Oh. Anyway, we're doing better because this year it wasn't 5 pages, it was only like 2.5. So the resolution, so that makes that says we're doing something better, keeping our attention to things a little bit. Didn't mean we didn't overspend our budget or anything, but a lot of changes happened this year. So, do you want me to read the resolution?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, resolution for fiscal year 23-24, expenditure and revenue budget amendments. Whereas Section 4006 MCA states, the governing body may amend the budget during the fiscal year by conducting public hearings at regularly scheduled meetings. Budget amendments providing for additional appropriations must identify the fund reserves, unanticipated revenue, or previously unbudgeted revenue that will fund the appropriations. Whereas Section 4005 MCA states, in part, local government officials may not make a disbursement or expenditure or incur an obligation in excess of the total appropriations for a fund. Whereas several unforeseen circumstances arose during the 23-24 fiscal year, and expenditure and revenue lines items needed to be revised accordingly. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved the Broadwater County is making the following required expenditure and revenue budget amendments effective fiscal year end June 30, 2024. There is an attachment that details all that information attached to the resolution that gives the details of each fund and account, revenue and expenditure, and authority attached to that, so we meet the criteria of the statute. So, any questions, see the attachment. Below is a summary of the net changes to a fund. General fund budget amendment, $89,395.33 net revenue increase. Bridge budget amendment, 0 net change. Noxious weed, $22,811 net expenditure increase. Predatory animal cattle, $411.42 net revenue decrease.
Hey, Debbie, you don't have to read each one of those.
Okay.
I was feeling it.
Yeah.
I have in the past, so
Yeah,
yeah.
no, we have that, and it's available on the website, and actually we have additional copies here if anybody's interested.
Okay, thank you.
So, I guess, yeah, thank you for that. The main thing is that we're looking, looks like there's an equal amount of revenue increases and net expenditures.
Yeah.
And it makes more sense when you get back to the detail page, where a lot of that was grant
Correct.
that we were finally received.
Right, or some opportunity came up
Yep.
that we needed to purchase something at a great discount or a good timing, or unexpended expenditure, something broke down that we weren't expecting to have to repair, and a lot of people had that's where part of our reserves that we always keep every year comes into play, because it helps us offset some of those without taking us too far down the rabbit hole
Right.
and expending everything we have. This next year, I think will be fun to see the changes. We're on a.
There's that word again, fun.
I find this fun. Sorry. I don't find your job fun, so I guess we're even. So I'm looking forward to it this year, because I think it'll make our amendments a little easier.
Right.
We'll be on it a little more. Because we've been working on this for several years now, so this next year, I think it's all come together. So it'll be kind of fun to see.
True to your labor?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
good.
how hard we've all worked to get to this point.
I think another thing that Bill has implemented is the quarterly budget.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Meetings with all of our staff and elected officials. I think that's going to be of a great value.
It's good to have that. I mean, we always needed it, but we all had workloads that just always made it hard to do. Or now, if we just make an effort and work it into our daily schedule, we know enough ahead of time,
All right.
I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
Some of us will be easier than others because our budgets aren't that complicated, but, you know, it's excited, fun.
All right. I don't really have any additional questions. Does anyone else?
No.
No, Mr. Chairman, I just have two comments.
Yes.
If anybody does care to look at this financial document, it's not that big. But I think I know it does point out a little snapshot of how dependent we are on grants. A lot of these pages say grants, grants, grants. So we're very lucky to receive grants, and they're a lot of work they can be a lot of work to put together. And they have a lot of sideboards, but this really just kind of reminded me how many grants the county has out there.
Yeah.
And a point, I'd like to thank Bill Jarocki for including each of the commissioners will be meeting with elected officials and department heads in this quarterly meetings. And it will help us a lot. So at the end of the fiscal year, when the budgets are all due, we're much more educated and know what our departments that we're our elected official departments we're assigned to, where they're at.
And we're not doing it at the
scrambling.
end of the year when we're trying to do a new budget. and
Exactly.
Connect with everybody, and we're going, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To be part of that
Well,
from the
it's-
beginning. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, it helps you do your job better.
Great.
Easier.
Yeah.
not
Yes.
better, easier.
Well, and MCA says one of our primary responsibilities as a commission is the budget, so
Yeah,
we need to be in tune with that. All right. Any other discussion or comments?
I don't.
All right, is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
I move to approve the fiscal year 2023-2024 expenditure and revenue budget amendments.
I will second that.
Motion made and seconded to adopt the FY 2023-2024 expenditure and revenue budget amendments. Is there any public comment?
Here's a copy to sign.
Is there any public comment? Any public comment? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I don't see it. Is there a signature page, Jeff?
Page
Oh,
3.
it's on the resolution.
Page 3 on the resolution.
Yeah, there it is. I apologize, I didn't put a flag on it.
I was just protecting your voice, because if you read all of that in detail, you would not be talking by noon today.
No, and I'd be twisting my tongue.
Thanks,
Couldn't
Ed,
get the
for
numbers
coming.
spit out.
Right. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the meeting, we do have a sign-in sheet. If you would like to sign in, that would be great. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Debbie.
All right, I will go ahead and close our public hearing and reopen our regular commission meeting. Next on our agenda, Lori Lattis, Rocky Mountain Development Council Community Service Block Grant 2024-25 work plan approval. Good morning. Thank
Good
you guys for
morning.
coming down.
Thank you. My name is Lori Lattis. It's Ladas. I'm the Executive Director of Rocky Mountain Development Council, located in Helena. This is my coworker. Go ahead.
I'll get by
Oh,
this. one.
sorry.
I'm Kathy Marks, and it's Marks, and I'm Director of Operations at Rocky.
Commissioners, thank you so much for having us today. I'm going to start with a quick little overview about Rocky. I'm guessing that most of you are familiar with it already. I'd like to thank Commissioner Rickmeyer for serving on the Rocky Board, and I believe Commissioner Randolph serves on the Area 4 Agency on Aging Board. Thank you so much for that service. As you know, Rocky does a senior nutrition program here in Broadwater County out of the senior center, and we serve Meals on Wheels and congregate meals for seniors. We have energy services, low-income home energy assistance program for assistance payments and weatherization. The Agency on Aging, Area 4 Agency on Aging, is basically the funding conduit for the Older American Act funds that pay for the meal programs, as well as assisting seniors with navigating Medicare enrollments and long-term care solutions and information and assistance, that sort of thing. We have Head Start in Broadwater County, Lewis and Clark County, and Jefferson County, and we also have a preschool that serves the Helena area. We have affordable housing, which we have some units here in Townsend, and I think our total is 382 in the 3 counties. And the final program area is AmeriCorps Seniors, which is foster grandparents, senior companions, and retired senior volunteers. So we do a lot of things under the umbrella of Rocky Mountain Development Council. Just wanted to give you a quick little data point. In fiscal year 24 for us, which just ended in June of 2024, in Broadwater County, we served 7,935 Meals on Wheels and 3,222 meals at the Daily Dinner Club. And just this spring, May or June, I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly when, the Daily Dinner Club celebrated its 50 years of being in operation. So we're proud to have been part of that for all of that time. So I'm going to turn it over to Kathy. She's our CSBG program director and the expert on the work plan part that we need to present to you to ask for approval or sign off.
Thank you. As Lori mentioned, Rocky is a Human Resource Development Council, and part of one of our grants and one of our most important grants that makes us an HRDC is the Community Services Development Grant. And it's a national network of 1,000 HRDCs around the country, and we all have the same three goals. It's individuals and families with low incomes are stable and achieve economic security. Communities where people with low incomes live are healthy and offer economic opportunity. And people with low incomes are engaged and active in building opportunities in communities. And then under this, every HRDC has at least some of the following services and strategies. And that's what you'll see on this big, long, and involved work plan. And I won't read it all to you, I promise. But the services and strategies throughout the country are employment, education and cognitive development, income, infrastructure and asset building, housing, health, social, behavioral development, and civic engagement and community involvement. Rocky is involved in all of those except the employment area. In the past, the Career Training Institute out of Helena offered employment services, so we did not. But we have in the past, and we'll see how it goes and see if we bring back some employment training. But if you look at the state plan, it is under those same domains, for lack of a better word, that I just talked about. So like on the education and cognitive development one, that's the very first page, you'll see that we have to develop what we're going to do, and we have to project how well we're going to do it. And then the last column that's empty right now would be our outcomes. And so we turn this into the state every year, and they kind of grade us, so to speak, and all the HRDCs in the country on how good you are at projecting what you're going to do and then what your actual outcomes are. And under education, we have services from Rocky Mountain Preschool, our Head Start programs, and also foster grandparent programs. So all the services we offered are listed there. And if you look at that and you see the FNPI, that's a Family National Performance Indicator. And I apologize, this gets very jargony, but it's just the way we have to kind of do our reporting. If you go back a couple pages, then you will see income and asset building. And in that area, we only have one program that follows that, and it's our homebuyers education. We provide homebuyers education to people. I think it's $35 a person or $50 a couple to take this class, and it teaches them how to buy a home. That program is also has a little bit of funding now for foreclosure training, so they try to keep people, get them on track so that their houses aren't foreclosed upon. The next domain is housing. And in our housing, we obviously have Rocky's affordable housing. The other things that go into this area would be our energy services programs, because it keeps people in their houses if they can pay their electric or utility bills. And also then we have Energy Share that can put a new heater in a house or maybe a water tank or something. So that's what energy services is. And also we have some grants that we pass through from Rocky over to Good Samaritan Ministries in Missoula, and that's the Emergency Solutions Grant, so that's for homeless and nearly homeless people. And then also we have a Housing Stability Grant for another year that we meet with people to try to help them stay in their homes, whether it's apartments or in their own homes. And then you keep going back a few more, and it's our health and social behavior domains. And that's a lot of our Head Start programs, because they do a lot of eye checkups and different things for kids, and they feed the children. It's our meals programs. It's the foster grandparent and senior companion programs. Those volunteers all get physicals, so they